Joe, you've been to Atlantic City many times, I know, in the past. So do you have any, special things you like to do there? Do you hit the gaming floor? Do you go to the beach? Do you, have any Atlantic City, rituals or anything?
Well, I'll sneak down maybe and play a little blackjack. I used to go to Atlantic City before the gambling was there, and I always had a great time then. That was in like 1964 in high school, because I went to high school in Montclair.
Okay.
But it's always really fun to come. It's a great audience. The last time I played with B.B. King on the same bill, and we got a chance to really sit down and talk to him at length. So that's the last time I was there, and I have nothing but great memories of that. And every time I've played in Atlantic City, it's been a really good show. So I'm looking forward to doing this. This is kind of a special one, I think.
And why do you think that?
Well, it's just a two-day party, I guess, kinda. And I love 2-day parties. It'll be nice to get back with the guys, and we love playing together. And when we don't, we miss it. We've been taking some time off, so I think everybody's fresh and excited to get back together and go at it.
And what's the status of the Eagles? Are you guys are together, but you just perform occasionally, or how do you describe, your status?
Well, we're having a quiet year. We're taking some time off, during which we're putting together a documentary. We've archived everything from day one of the band, and we're putting together a documentary that I think will be an independent movie, limited release, and it will be a double DVD. And I've seen some of it being put together, and it's pretty powerful stuff. So we're really looking forward to that. It'll be a documentary, the story of the Eagles, and it'll be out this year. So,
does it have a title yet?
To get that assembled and all requires some paying attention to it. So we've been having a downtime this year, but we are alive and well. And we're playing a few shows this year, but not much. Based around the documentary, I think we'll put a new show together, a whole new lights and sound and set list and stuff. And at some point in the second half of next year, I think we'll be back playing.
So what do you have planned then for Atlantic City? What kind of show do you have in mind?
I don't know for sure. Probably Don and Glenn will have a look at it, and we'll do some tweaking of the set list and see what we can put together. Maybe we'll dust off some old songs and retire some of the current set list. I think there'll be something for everybody. We'll do some individual career songs and a good cross-sections of Eagles songs. If we played our catalog, the concert would be about 3 days long. So there's only so much we can do, but there'll be something for everybody, and we want it to be special.
Worked on the solo album. I gather it's kind of been a work in progress for a long time. 10 years, I think, that you've been working on this one. So what took so long to sort of pull it together? Were you just taking your time with it, or?
Well, yeah. In 1994, Hell Freezes Over came out, and decided to get back to work. Somewhere along the timeline, it was time for me to get sober. I ran out of options. and then how to do life sober. I didn't really work on it for all that time. I've had bits and pieces, but I never really got any momentum together to finish, release, and support a solo album. Nobody in the Eagles really has. Being that we're having kind of a quiet year, there's a time window here where we're all working on individual projects, and then we'll gear up again for next year. But in the meantime, I decided to focus and finish rather than work on what became the Analog Man album. And it won't take 20 years till the next one. I'm real proud of it, and I'm writing again, and it was a great experience to do a new album, and I have a lot to say, and I'm not done yet. So it's all good, and it's really fun to have some new music to play for people.
And do you think you'll play a song from that at the Eagle show? Will you be able to put one in there, or is it you're saving it for your solo tour?
Well, that'll be a band vote. If there's anything Don and Glenn think will work in the Eagle set, it would be logical we'll have a look at it. In the meantime, I'm out for the rest of the year with a solo band supporting the album, and I'm having a lot of fun playing the new music. Mm-hmm. We don't really have a finished plan for the Atlantic City Eagle shows.
Right.
But, we're going to start on that and compare notes and make a new set list and get in touch with production and all.
Right.
I'm glad you reminded me, because we should probably get busy on that.
Now, on the album, you have your I guess it's your wife's brother-in-law on the one track, who's better known as Ringo Starr. So was that your first time working with him, or did you work with him before?
Oh, no. He is my brother-in-law. I was in the first All-Star band in, I think, 1982. Right. And that's become a tradition that Ringo does.
Uh-huh.
So I've known him forever, but I've been married 3.5 years.
Uh-huh.
Barbara Bach, who's married to Ringo, has a little sister.
Oh, okay.
And her name is Marjorie, and she's my new wife.
Uh-huh.
And she's Analog Man is a lot of her idea. Uh-huh. She heard my bits and pieces and said, "Hey, it's time for you to do something with this."
Right.
So Analog Man is pretty much her fault. So I've known Ringo for a long time, but he's been my brother-in-law for 3 years.
Right.
And that's a hoot.
Right. So what does Ringo bring to the table? It's just fun to work with him, or what kind of
Well, it's fun to be around him.
Mm-hmm.
It's wonderful energy. He's really down to earth and really straight across, and his knowledge and his wisdom and his advice have been invaluable to me navigating my personal life, along with being a great musician friend. And I've played on his last couple albums, and he played on Analog Man. So in the studio, we get along really well, and it's great to have the big brother that I never had also.
And so the idea of Analog Man is that, have you been resistant to the digital age, or what is the sort of, can you talk about sort of the theme of the album? Or?
Yeah, I'm not resisting it. I'm not saying analog's better. I know about digital technology. What I'm trying to say is that we've all had to make adjustments to figure it out. Digital technology has changed the way things are. For example, it ate intellectual property. It ate the record store infrastructure. And I don't know what else it's going to eat. But along with it, there's this virtual world that we're all spending more and more time in, which doesn't exist. Basically, we're sitting in chairs. Our bodies are sitting in chairs waiting for our minds to come back. And we're spending more and more time in there. This is an observation, not a judgment. It's interesting to see where it's going to go. I'm not sure whether we're working for it or it's working for us. But it has changed the world. It's changed music. It's changed the way music is made. And those of us who grew up analog have had to make some adjustments. Now, the 10-year-old kids have it all figured out. If you can't make your computer work, go get a 10-year-old kid, and they will say, boy, are you dumb, push this. But those of us who grew up analog are still trying to figure out what's going on, and I have a feeling I'm not alone in that. And that's what the album's about.
Okay. Great. And the last thing I just wanted to ask you about, to go back to the Eagles for just a second, is any plans to make any new music with the Eagles? I think the last album was 2007, maybe. Are you guys thinking about that at all, or?
Yeah, we're constantly thinking about that and discussing it. I think the plan is with the DVD to put out some new music with the DVD.
Right.
Instead of having it be all archived stuff. Mm-hmm. So I think there'll be some new music on that. And I think there's another album to come out of the Eagles. Next year, I think, is the year where we're going to reprogram. We've been around the world a couple times with 2 or 3 different shows and set lists and productions. And it's time for a new one. So we're going to put together, I think, a whole new show and production and set list. Mm-hmm. And come out with that. Now, that's the plan, and that'll be the second half of next year before that becomes real. But, yeah, I would hope there's another Eagles album. We just got, we have a bad habit of taking forever.
Yeah.
And I would hope that there's a way we can just kind of, without trying too hard or thinking too much, get together and do an album. Like I say, digital technology is tough because that's when we all get in a room and play together. And there's a great temptation because you can fix everything now to fix things that don't need fixing. And that's where all musicians get into trouble. Because every time you do that, you lose the mojo of the human performance. And that's my gripe with digital recording. If we can think analog and get the performance of the Eagles on tape or on hard drive with digital technology, I think we can do another album and it will be good.